Hi, my people. So, I am here to tell my whole amputation story. And it's so crazy because, everybody around me, everybody who I come in contact with, I'm like this. And I've been guided to, um, publicly tell my story. And I haven't, bits and parts I thought that I had, but apparently, I guess I really haven't. Not completely. And so, and I've just been putting it off, and I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. So I'm gonna do it. Here we go. Anyway, so, uh, my name is Michelle Rodriguez. If you guys don't know, Michelle Adriana Rodriguez, to distinguish myself from the actress. I'm gonna be more famous than one day. Just kidding. Not really. Anyways, my name is Michelle Adriana Rodriguez, and my family is Colombian. Born and raised in New York. I am 41 years old, Navy vet, mother of three beautiful girls, 20, 13, and 5. Those are my beautiful angels, Tatiana, Francesca, and Sofia. Tatters, Keki, and Sophie's. And you're going to be hearing a lot about them in the videos and stuff. So, anyway, it goes back to basically 2014. I hadn't been working. I had just had my baby, and so I just decided to not go back to work until she was like 6 months old. And right around then, I noticed that I had a lump on my thigh, on my inner thigh. And so I noticed it there, and like 2 weeks later, it was just a little bit more pronounced. And so I go to touch it, and it's just, oh my god, it feels like a swollen. To me, it felt like a bug bite, and I'm very allergic to the venom of animals, ants, mosquitoes. If a mosquito bites me, it looks like a wasp. It really does. So in any case, I thought it would have been that. So I go to urgent care, and they're like, oh, well, we think it could be a blood clot, and we don't have the stuff to check that out here. So can you please just go to emergency room, which is what I was trying to avoid. But anyway, so I went, and then when they got the test done, the lady comes back in, and you could just see from her somber face, that it was not good news. And she's like, so, it's osteosarcoma. And then she just looked at me, and I had no response because I knew what it was because my mom used to work in a hospital. And I know osteo is of the bone, sarcoma is cancer, so whatever. And then the lady goes, are you okay? I was like, yeah, do you know what that is? I said, yeah, bone cancer. And she was like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, she's, well, we'll check you in right now. And I was like, you can't check me in right now. I gotta tell my family, I gotta go home and let my family know, and I can't do that over the phone. And they were like, okay, well, so then what we'll do is you just come back in. So I'm like, okay. So I go home. I remember, I'm just gonna be straight up honest, I went outside and I smoked a joint because that's what I did at that time. I was like, oh my god, this is happening! And I'm remembering, and this is crazy. So I'm driving, and I have a stick. This is a blessing, actually. So I didn't even say this part. I had just started working as a real estate for this real estate agent, far away from me, about an hour away. And my car is stick. These are blessings. So my left leg is where that thing was, and it's because I had been driving for 2 days in traffic that it exasperated so much that it hurt that I ended up having to go to the hospital. I'm telling you, it was there for weeks before. No attention. Go to work there for 2 days, and it just flamed up that I was like, I had to go. So, anyways, back to the main point. I'm driving stick in my car, and I'm enjoying it. I'm like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? And the only person I could think to call was my sister Solange, because she's freaking badass. She's when it comes to tough situations, she got it. It's boom. So who you needed to get this done? Solange. Alright, because she's soldier style. It's so funny because I was the one who was in military, but She's like, no, this is A, you stand in A, you stand in B, you stand in C, and this is how it's gonna go down. And we're like, okay, yeah, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Yes, that's my sister. So I called her and I told her, and she was like, are you kidding? I was like, I would not joke about this, Solange. And she goes, no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. She says, what are you doing? I was like, I'm freaking smoking damn whatever. And then she's like, well, how are you going to tell people? I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to go home. I'm just going to tell people. So I went home. And my dad passed my dad. My dad's walking outside. And he's like, hey, so what's up, Albert? How'd it go? And I was like, didn't go good. And I was like, you know what? From that moment, I already knew I was going to have to go into it, like, lighthearted, because I cannot go into it heavy, because I would just break down. So I go in, go into the living room, and my dad is, I call my dad, I was like, Daddy, everybody be, I need to come tell you guys something. And then, so my mom sits down, and she goes, so, and she could just tell from my face. My mom always knows. She always knows. She was like, Michelle, entonces, so it wasn't good news, and you could just see the blood drain from her body. And I was like, no, and she goes, what is it? And I said, I have bone cancer. No, I told her osteosarcoma, she knew. And then she goes, bone cancer, and I was like, yep. And so then what are we going to do? I was like, well, we're going to fight it. Boom. Okay, so we're going to fight it. This is February 22nd, 22nd, my lucky number, right? February 22nd of 2014. April 22nd. So they give me the option of getting an amputation. Okay, get this. You're going to laugh later on. So getting an amputation or getting my knee replaced and my femur. My femur replaced because that's where it was, but then it was so close to my knee they were going to have to replace the knee too. I was like, just take the knee. I don't want to lose my leg. Because at the time I was 36. I act like I was so much older now. I'm 5 years older now, but still. You don't want to lose your leg. They tell you, like, okay, no, can I fight for it first? So I fought for it. And so did that. Then April 24th, I believe, I got my surgery for that. And then, no, I think it was on the 22nd as well. Like, I picked 22nd for a lot of things. And so does God. It's so crazy. And so then I did, okay, so after that I did 7 months of chemo. I graduated December 21st. December 21st, I graduated chemo of 2014. And I started growing my hair back. And 2015 was just like getting back to know myself. But you know what? I did not like take full advantage of the fact that I had just beat cancer once. Thus, the reason I got it again. I got it, but hold on, I'm digressing. Hold on, I'm like mad jumping this story. Alright, so I'm fine, but I'm not really fine. My leg is killing me. I can't do anything. I'm like literally drowning myself in like every single kind of way that I could find to not deal with life in front of me because I couldn't do anything. Everything was painful. I was depressed. I wasn't the kind of person that I wanted to be, which is a whole bunch of things. I need to not talk about this in anyways, because I have dealt with a lot of it, but not everything. In any case, I wasn't living to my potential, you know, and this is what life does. It throws you reminders, you know, like when you're like that, why not to be like that, or how not to be like that. And literally that's what it just kept on doing. So in any case, I was not happy. And lo and behold, I am literally trying to get back out of it. Just started going back to the gym again. I had just met, my husband at the time, and we were like just getting to know each other. And I was like, you know what? And we weren't really doing even that great either, because obviously I wasn't happy with myself, and you can't be happy or make anybody else happy or be happy with anybody else unless you're happy with yourself. And I wasn't. So at that time, it was just I was just dealing with a lot of things. So what do I always go to? I always go to my gym. And even though I hadn't gone to it for years, I was like, let me go there. And I had just started going back. And this night, November 8th, 2016, I was on my way to the gym. It was election night. It was so funny because I had just finished voting and I came home and I got changed. And I told my husband, I said, hey, I want to go to the gym. And we had my car. We were sharing one car, and then we had my dad's truck, which we had used to move our stuff. We had just moved out of the house, out of my parents' house, and so we had just gotten an apartment, and so we were here, and we had my dad's truck. My dad had been like, he was nagging me about getting his truck back, and I hadn't needed it, but I was like, you know what, let me just use this as the opportunity to take it back. So I was like, just follow me, you pick me up at my dad's house, and then you drop me off. I'll drop you off at home, and then I'll just head on straight to the gym. Blah, blah, blah. So then I am driving to to my mom's house, and on the way there, I noticed this car on this very public road that's like on the way to my mom's house called Pleasant Hill Road. And I'm going towards Poinciana. He's coming towards Kissimmee. And it's really wide median. And I see like he's jumping over. And I'm like, oh my God. So I end up veering off. My husband's like a couple of cars behind me. So I end up veering off. And then he hits the car behind me, who ends up ricocheting the very first vehicle in the first place back into me. So now instead of hitting me head on, he hits me from behind, and now I'm pinned from the back into the dashboard of the vehicle. And all I remember is the very first thing that I'm saying is like it's okay. So because what had happened, when I had veered off, I had been able to kind of like for a second be able to think like, yes, I missed that. So I was already thanking God. I was like, yes, I was safe when I felt the impact. And then that's when I was like just in shock. Because I just went from like literally thanking God that I was not in an accident to, oh my God, I was in a freaking accident. So then I had been pushed over to the side. The truck was just demolished. I'm going to post pictures one day of what it looks like. It's just crazy I'm alive. Like, I know I'm here for something because I've beat death so many times, not even funny. It's like me and death are like buddies. Anyways, so then I just remember sitting there and I'm like, it wasn't my fault, it wasn't my fault, it wasn't my fault, it wasn't my fault, it wasn't my fault. And that's the only thing I could think of. And I was like, oh my God. And I tried to get my legs out, and I got one of them out, but I couldn't get this one out. And so I'm sitting like this, and I open the door, and somebody comes running outside, and then all of a sudden, my husband, out of all the people, I guess he was like 2 cars behind me, and later on he told me that it was that he hadn't seen me get hit, he had seen the car in front get hit. And so when he stopped to help them, he noticed my truck over on the side, and then that's when he's like, holy crap. So that's when he just dropped it, he ran to me, and then he literally, I remember, he came over, like, he was standing right, he's sitting right there, and he's like, babe, are you okay? And he's like, don't look down. I'm like, why not? And then you don't tell somebody, like, don't look down, because they're gonna look down. So I look down, and sure enough, I see my leg, and it's like hanging. So like, your foot's supposed to be like this, but my leg's just hanging like this. And my bone, whatever bone this is, I know, I'm like trying to get my fitness license, and I don't know my bones yet. I think the femur? No, I mean the humerus, maybe. Anyways, this bone right here, sticking straight out, like broken, jagged edges, like in the movies. I was like, ah! So it's actually the craziest thing, because, so when I get into the ambulance, and this is just kind of like just reflection of who I am, because this is just my go-to, like the same way that I was like, I have to confront things with like just a fun attitude, with love, with laughing, because it's just, you know, you find so much strength in that. Anyway, so I'm in the ambulance, and no, not even. I'm still in the truck, and they're waiting because they can't take me out of here, so they're waiting to get the jaws of life to go ahead and like be able to break apart everything. And so the guy who's like, hey, hi, my name is Joey, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, really? Joey? Because at the time, that is my youngest daughter's father's name. That's my BTMI, but whatever. Uh, and at the time, no, because I think he even told him the story. So at the time, I was like, oh my god, this is fucking, excuse me, this is like bananas. Like, why does your name have to be Joey? Because he was making my life miserable at the time, so I could not even hear his name. It was just, I was really very in the ego at that time. I'm not to say I'm like all out of the ego now, but I'm a lot more aware of it. And at the time, I just didn't care. It was just I didn't know. And in any case, so then he's like, oh my god, I'm sorry. So then the other guy's like, oh, okay, well, you know what? Well, my name is Chris. I hope that's better. And I stopped him right there. And I was like, no, because that is my middle daughter's father's name. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. So then we were cracking up about that. And they're like, you are aware that your bone is sticking out of your leg, right? And I was like, yeah, but what else am I going to do? Like, and then I was like, I'm not even thinking about that. I think it's because I'm not thinking about it right now. That's why it's not hurting. I don't know. And so I just kept on talking, blah, 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 which is what I do best. In any case, on the way there, the ambulance is all, that they're going to, so that's when I start feeling it. And I'm like, oh my god, and it was the worst pain in the world. Like when I say the worst. Sorry, my eyes are up and crying now. Anyway, I'm crying nice. Anyways, the worst pain in the world. I mean, the worst pain in the world. It was like my leg was broken in half, and that's not what. And like I said, I was trying to distract myself, whatever. And then they were like that they couldn't give me surgery until like the next day, a certain time. But then they couldn't give me any painkillers because I have to be free of any of all of that stuff to be prepared for the surgery. So I was just feeling everything. I was literally trying to put everything to work. And at that time, I did not know anything about meditation. I did not know anything about any of that stuff. So I was lost. I just remember screaming the loudest screams. I know they heard me like 2 hospitals away. And it's so crazy because I know I've seen people like having babies, and I'm like, how can a woman just scream like that? Like, well, no. And I can take pain. I can tell you, I can take pain. And that was just beyond whatever. In any case, my whole family was there. It was awesome because, you know, I hadn't been talking to my family for a while. And there was a lot of animosity there between my husband and my sisters, and it was just crazy when this going on at that time. I wasn't choosing to talk to certain parties, and then I wasn't, and it was just like, so when that happened, it just brought everybody together, and it was like, you know, that was a blessing in disguise. You know, that's one thing, like when that happened, I do remember thinking, I was like, well, at least everybody's here, you know, almost everybody was there. And then, so then, that happened, and